We often think innovation is all about that one big light bulb moment. But what if the real challenge isn't just coming up with a great idea, but figuring out how to tell people about it? Today, we're going to dig into this really fascinating system, a playbook that sees inventing something and communicating it as, well, two sides of the very same coin.
All right, let's get right into it, and we're going to start with a bit of a puzzle. I want you to look at a few ideas that, on the surface, seem to have absolutely nothing in common.
So what do they have in common? At first glance, you'd say, not a thing, right? I mean, you've got this high-tech badge for accountability, then this heavy-duty industrial filter, and then a shopping trolley that follows you around. These things are from totally different universes, solving completely unrelated problems.
And believe me, the list gets even more diverse. We can throw in a portable voting system, something to trap heat for energy, a universal patient monitor for hospitals, and the software platform for an autonomous car. I mean, seriously, what is the through line here? What could possibly tie all of this together?
Well, there is a single thread connecting this wild collection of ideas. And the answer is actually pretty straightforward, but it's the key to understanding this whole system.
It turns out every single one of those inventions, they all came from the exact same company. They're all core, patent-eligible assets belonging to a single entity, J2 Systems. So this isn't just some random list of cool ideas. It's a carefully built, protected portfolio of intellectual property.
And that brings us to the first part of their strategy. See, they don't just hope for good ideas to pop up. They have a formal, structured way of identifying and keeping track of exactly what their key assets are.
It all starts with this document, the Patent Evaluation Report. It's where they meticulously catalog every single innovation. And this isn't just some dusty file on a shelf. It's the foundation. It's how they officially establish, here's what we've built and here's what we can protect.
And here we get a little peek inside that catalog. Just look at the variety, right? Each one has its own formal code name. You've got Item 4, the G2CDCU, or Container Data Center Unit. Now that one's a big deal. It's all about creating these super efficient modular data centers you can deploy anywhere. And it's listed right alongside, say, a new way to develop AI. Physical hardware and abstract concepts, all logged as equally valuable, patentable assets. It's fascinating.
Okay, so having a list of brilliant ideas is great. But, if a genius invention sits on a shelf and no one ever hears about it, did it really have an impact? Of course not. And that's where the second absolutely crucial part of the G2/J2 system comes in, the playbook for how to communicate these ideas.
And they have a name for it, of course, Guideline G-001. And I want you to notice it's a guideline, not a suggestion. This is a formal, step-by-step procedure. It is literally their playbook for taking what they've built internally and shouting it from the rooftops in a really systematic way.
And the process itself is just so methodical. It's a daily thing. A real person has to manually kick it off every single day with a trigger phrase. That simple action fires up a whole content creation engine. The system then picks 3 innovations for the day, and bam, it starts churning out videos, podcasts, and infographics for each one, all focused on explaining exactly what makes them better than what's out there.
And this right here is my favorite part. The goal isn't just to make the content. The goal is to make the processes for content creation efficient, faster, and better. They are obsessed with improving the process of communication. They're trying to innovate how they talk about innovation. It's pretty meta, right?
Okay, so let's zoom out for a second. Why all this structure? Why create such a formal system for not just inventing things, but for talking about them too? What's the big picture here?
Well, here's the core idea, and it's a big one. For them, invention and communication are 2 different things, but you absolutely cannot have one without the other. Invention, that's the internal part. It's about creating the asset, filing the patent, owning the idea. But communication, that's the external part. That's how you create value. It's how you show the world why your invention actually matters. That's the whole playbook, right there. It's a simple 2-pronged strategy. Step 1, systematically figure out and catalog what you've got. Step 2, methodically tell everyone why it's valuable. They believe if you only do one of those, the job's not done. A brilliant idea that nobody knows about is, well, just an idea. So it kind of leaves us with a pretty powerful question, doesn't it? Is an innovation ever really finished if there isn't a plan to share it? Maybe, just maybe, the final step in any invention isn't getting the patent or building the prototype.
Maybe the real final step is figuring out how you're going to tell its story.